This is my presentation on how to help guide future RBTs with understanding on how to conduct a functional analysis. What is a functional analysis? A functional analysis is a direct assessment of changing a person's environment to determine the function of a target behavior. This assessment helps with identifying the four main functions of behavior, which are escape, attention, access to tangible, and automatic reinforcement. This assessment involves the person's environment that is being manipulated through 5 different conditions, and 4 of those conditions are test conditions. Lastly, it is important to note that a functional analysis should be individualized regarding the person being assessed. This includes understanding the target behavior, reinforcement options, and tasks within the client's repertoire. Continuing on, there are many different types of functional analysis. They can be conducted within the school, clinic, or home setting. There can be a total of 5 sessions ranging from 15 to 20 minutes. Other functional analysis sessions are at times less, ranging from 5 to 10 minutes. Next, we'll be talking about the 5 conditions. With a functional analysis, the 5 conditions are play, which is a control condition, contingent, attention, escape, and tangible. Lastly, there is an alone condition. In the following slides, I will discuss how to properly conduct a functional analysis within the conditions. First, the play condition. This condition allows the participant to have positive attention and access to tangibles for the entire session. There are no demands in place to facilitate an environment that is enriched with stimuli to not invoke a target behavior. Positive attention should be given in the form of nice playing or cool toys. If the target behavior is observed, it is ignored. The hypothesis of the function would be an automatic function because the person being assessed has access to preferred items and attention with no demands being in place. Next, we'll talk about the contingent attention. The clinician should arrange or position themselves so that the person being assessed is not given attention or it is withheld. This can look like nonverbal interactions or lack of eye contact. This also means no gestures like thumbs up or high fives. The clinician needs to be as neutral as possible. When the target behavior does occur, attention is given in the form of reprimands or soothing statements. Statements look like, "Do not do that," or "You will be fine." This helps with identifying if the behavior is attention maintained. Next, we'll talk about contingent escape. In this condition, we are given task demands with a prompt hierarchy of verbal prompts or SDs, modeled prompts, and partial or full physical prompts. The person in this assessment is attempting to get the person to work on a task for 30 seconds to 1 minute. The task should be within the client's repertoire, like folding a towel or saying a word. The consequence, if the target behavior is observed, is to allow the client to escape the demand with the clinician removing the task or no longer placing the demands on the client. At times, clinicians will state "all done" to the client to terminate the activity. This condition helps with determining if the target behavior is maintained by escaping the demand. Next, contingent tangible. First, the tangible is out of reach from the client until it is presented to the client. The tangible should be familiar or a conditioned reinforcement option for the client. The client is allowed access to a certain tangible for 30 seconds to 1 minute before it is removed. Removal should look like the client and clinician are taking turns with the preferred item. Sometimes the clinician can state "my turn" to terminate the end of the client's time with the tangible. If the target behavior is displayed when the client does not have the tangible, the client will receive the tangible item back. This condition helps with determining if the target behavior is maintained by accessing the tangible item. Next is the alone condition. In this condition, there should be a minimal stimuli in the room. Attempts to remove the clinician completing the assessment are allowed if the target behavior does not cause harm to the individual. For example, self-injurious behaviors that look like headbanging. The target behavior is ignored and observed to see if it occurs automatically or naturally. This helps determine if the target behavior is maintained by an automatic function or a sensory function. This is different from play condition because of the lack of materials and attention displayed within this condition. For example, get rid of the toys, chairs, tables, and other objects so the environment is not rich with stimuli. In conclusion, in all conditions, you are reinforcing the behavior once it is displayed, depending on the condition you are testing it. The data should represent a high frequency of target behaviors displayed during the condition once it is reinforced. The more frequent the target behavior in a certain conditions will help with determining the function of the target behavior. I hope this is helpful information for future RBTs.